Namaste, you guys. Happy Friday. So if you're joining us today on Zoom, please make sure that your speakers are muted. And if you're joining us from Facebook or YouTube, welcome. So happy to be here today. So if you have blocks, grab your blocks. We're going to all start on our backs today. Lay back, enjoy the 60-minute ride. And so as you lay back on your mats, go ahead and bend your knees and place your feet on the floor. And then walk your feet as wide as your mat. Allow your knees to drop in towards one another. And just take a moment as you reach your arms straight up towards the sky. Reach the fingers so high to the sky that you feel the shoulders spread and lift. And then exhale, cross your arms over your chest and give yourself a hug. And I think that joke of this might be the only hug we're giving ourselves or feeling touch is getting old. So just take a moment and feel the support, maybe is a better way to say that. Big breath in across the back of your heart. Breathe in. Fill your ribs, rest on the earth. And then exhale, just sigh it out the mouth, let it go. And then inhale, reach your arms up towards the sky. And get super wide with the shoulders. Reach high with the fingertips. And then switch the cross of the elbows. Give yourself a hug the other way. And as you gently feel the weight of your arms drop into the shoulder sockets, soften the jaw. Maybe lick your lips and even swallow and just take a moment to settle. As you start to connect into your breath, ground into your roots, your feet. And then as you take a big inhale here, just another sigh, let it go out the mouth, exhaling. And then open up your arms into a cactus. And as you cactus your arms, let your knees drop over to one side and just take a breath across the side body. And feel the release of the inner groins anchoring towards the knees releasing away from the chest. Full breath here. And then use your exhale, bring your knees back up and let your knees drop over to the other side. And as you breathe in here, just feel the weight of the opposite side shoulder dropping, the weight of the chest heavy. And then come back to center and hug both knees into your chest. Give yourself a little rock and roll side to side. And then slide your legs straight out in front of you, flex your feet. And as your legs go straight onto the mat, inhale, reach your arms all the way up towards the sky. And go ahead and hook a thumb and just try to pull the thumbs apart. And as you reach to your heels, reach the arms up and overhead to the wall behind you, just like you're putting your body in traction. Let the arms reach to the back of the room, let your heels reach to the front of the room. And take a moment, and what is it like to point your toes? Notice what that does to the sensation of the legs, your low back. And then keep reaching through the toes, but now flex your feet. Reach your heels away from you. And notice what that does to your legs, your low back. And then again, inhale, point your toes. Keep reaching the arms back against that work. Feel a sense of your toes still reaching as you exhale, flex your feet. And as you flex your feet, take a moment here. We'll do it one more time, you guys. Keep the heels reaching forward. Can you still point your toes as you inhale? And then keep the reach of the toes where you flex your feet as you exhale. Good. And then keep the legs extending away from you. Turn the palms to face each other. Lift the shoulders away from the earth as you feel again the weight of the ribs heavy. Take a big inhale. And then exhale, hug your right knee into your chest. Beautiful, you guys. As you squeeze that right knee into the chest, keep reaching through your left leg. Try to extend through the inner heel, the inner thigh of that straight leg. And then inhale, reach your arms up towards the sky. Bring your right leg to meet your left leg, back to where you began. And then exhale, hug left knee into the chest. Squeeze the left knee in, keep reaching through that straight right leg. And can you send the hamstring, the root of your right thigh, down towards the floor, like you can get your leg longer. Inhale, bring your left leg to meet your right on the breath, arms overhead. And then exhale, hug your right knee into your chest. Good, slow it down as you inhale, extend, arms overhead, right leg to meet the left. And exhale, hug left knee into the chest. Beautiful, keep going. As you inhale, open. This time as you exhale, bring your nose in to touch the knee and round your spine. Keep reaching for your straight leg. Inhale, open. You can lower the head if you'd like. And then exhale, curl, second side. Beautiful. Let's do 2 more. Inhaling. And exhale. And as you squeeze that knee in, maybe you hover the straight leg. And lower everything back down as you inhale. And exhale, curl up, and maybe you hover the right leg. We'll do 1 more round, you guys. Inhale, open and expand. So you can keep the straight leg lifted or not. Exhale, curl and round. Beautiful, 1 more. Inhale, open. And exhale, hug. Inhale, reach everything apart from one another. Legs to one room, arms to the other room. Big full breath in. And then hug both knees into your chest. Exhale. Give yourself a little rock and roll side to side. And then take a moment and place your 2 feet on the floor so they're hip distance apart from you. Hold on to the edges of your mat. So your feet are on the floor. And then take a moment here and really commit to your ribs getting heavy. So very similar to that breath across the back of your chest. Hi, Rach. And then as you press your ribs into the floor, lift your hips just an inch off the mat. So you can feel it's as different than regular bridge pose. Try to keep your ribs down and lift your hips an inch. Take a full breath here. And then extend your right leg straight forward in space. So again, your right foot is reaching towards the front of the room rather than up towards the sky. Let your right leg be low, as low as your hips. And notice how the left knee wants to veer off to the left. So hug your left knee in, release the inner left thigh to the floor. And now reach your right leg straight up towards the sky. Put a little bend into your right knee. And as you bend your right knee, take an inhale and see if you can't stamp the ceiling. Really reach through the foot, reach through the hips. Try to lift your hips a little bit higher. And then exhale, lower your hips back an inch off the mat. And then again, inhale, stamp. Reach the foot up towards the sky, extend and lift the hips high. And then exhale, slow, lower. We're just gonna do that 3 more times. Inhale, kick the ceiling away from you. Lift your hips high. Keep your ribs low. And halfway lower. Good, 2 more. Kick up, reach to the heel. And slow, lower. Last one. Kick, 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 reach, lift the hips a little higher. And then slowly lower your right foot down to meet your left. Good, both feet to the floor. Take a moment, lower your hips. And then while still holding onto the edges of the mat, take an inhale, push your ribs down, and lift your hips just an inch off the floor. Good, as you stamp into your right foot, reach your left leg straight forward, like it's extending away from the hip. So your hips are low, your left leg is low. Notice the foundation of your right foot, hug the right knee in. Can you allow the inner thighs to release here? And then inhale, extend your lifted leg all the way up towards the sky. Little bend into your knee. Does it give you more access of lifting the hips? Take a full breath here. Again, hug right leg in. And then kick. Reach all the way up with the left leg. And then slow lower the hips just an inch. Good. Try to keep your ribs on the floor. Kick up as you lift. Notice the standing leg. And slow lower and hinge. 3 more. Press down to rebound up. And lower. And lift. Beautiful. And lower. Last one, you guys. Feel how the lifted leg lifts the pelvis. Keep your ribs low. And then lower your foot down to the floor. Hug both knees into your chest. Take a big inhale here. And then rock yourself up. Come on your hands and knees. Let's begin with a couple rounds of cat-cow. So as you come into your hands and knees, press through the tops of the shins. Press down into your straight hands, straight arms. And then just a couple rounds. Inhale, open. And exhale, round. Soften the jaw, relax the shoulders. Maybe even give a little wiggle waggle of the hips. And then take your feet together, take your knees as wide as your mat and send your hips back to child's pose. As you send your hips back, reach the arms as far forward as you can. And then as you slide those arms forward, walk your hands all the way over to the right. And go as far over to the right as you can. Reach with your left arm more. Go off the mat. And notice that yawning action through the left side of the waist. Can you pull your left thigh further back? Keep that length you just created. Walk yourself back to center, and then go all the way over to the other side. And the more that you reach off to the left, notice you have to continue to pull your right thigh back. Take it as far as you can. Take it as far as you'd like. And then come back to center. And then inhale, come up onto your hands and knees. Curl your toes under. Lift your knees just an inch off the floor. And we'll breathe here for way too long. Stack the shoulders right over the wrists. As the feet press into the floor, give a strong hug of the knees, a sense of the inner thighs lifting. Let your chest move forward and feel the inner thighs of your legs move back. Take a full breath here. And send your hips back to downward facing dog. I guess that wasn't too long. Rise up onto the toes, pedal the feet as you bend one knee, release the other heel to the floor. See if you can't do that movement with your breath. And then lift up and exhale, switch sides. So there's choice in how we move. There's connection to the breath and the movement. Just do it 2 more times and then find your way into downward facing dog when you're ready. Come onto your fingertips. And then walk your hands halfway back to meet your feet, just halfway back to meet your feet. Stay on your fingertips if you can. And as you stay on your fingertips, walk your hands back as much as you need to get your heels down to the floor. And then try walking your hands a little further forward, keeping your heels down. So we're just finding that sense that our legs are supporting us in this inversion, if you will. And then staying on your fingertips, so start to work your legs. Drive the heels down and lift all 10 toes up off the floor. And as you lift all 10 toes up off the floor, can you bend your knees and send your hips back over your heels? Place the toes down to the mat. Walk your hands another halfway back to meet your feet. Stay on the fingertips if you can, and then lift all 10 toes up off the floor. And as you lift all 10 toes up off the floor, take an inhale here, spread your toes wide, and as you exhale, place just your big toes down to the mat. And then inhale, lift your big toes up, and exhale, pinky toes down to the floor. And inhale, pinky toes up. Let's try that again, big toes down, and big toes up. Pinky toes down. Pause here, you guys. Place your 4th toe down to the mat. Take an inhale. Place your 3rd toe down to the mat. So now you have 3 toes on either foot grounded. How's it going? Yeah? And then sorry if you can't isolate and place just your 2nd toe back down to the floor. And then with your big toes up off the mat, reach those big toes towards one another and place them down to the earth. And then walk your hands all the way back to meet your feet. Put a nice bend into your knees as you grab a hold of your elbows and fold over the legs. Switch the cross of the arms. Soften the jaw, shake out the head. Release your hands down to the floor. Use your inhale, reach the chest forward. Try to keep the weight in your legs as you walk it back forward to your downward facing dog. And as you inhale, extend your right leg up towards the sky. Go ahead and open up your hips. Give a sense of stretch across the front of that right leg. Bend the knee if it feels appropriate, but also lift up to the left side of your waist. Pull the left thigh back. Beautiful. And then square it off to center. Exhale, step your right foot forward between the hands. We're going to lower the left knee down to the earth. Use your inhale, reach the arms all the way up towards the sky. And then exhale, hands down to frame your front foot. Straighten your front leg any amount, exhaling. So put a gentle bend into that front knee. See if you can't pull your front thigh deeper into the hip socket as you reach your chest forward. Yeah, let the collarbone spread wide. Give a strong hug of that left leg in while still sliding the right thigh bone back. Now keep your hips this far back. Keep your right thigh this far back. And can you point your toes? And as you try to point the toes of your right foot, can you still firm the quadricep of the right leg, pull the right thigh into the hip socket? And now take a big inhale, lift the lowest part of your navel, and try hugging the right leg so far back that it hovers up off the floor. Hello, quad cramp. Place the foot down if it was lifted. Sorry, Julia. Shift forward, rebend your front leg. This time we'll take it into the twist. Left hand down, right arm towards the sky. And as you reach and open up through the top chest, can you still hug your right leg in? Can you still pull your right thigh bone back? Exhale, release. 2 hands on either side of your front foot. Lift your back knee up off the mat. Take a full breath here. And now straighten your front leg, exhale. So try to keep the distance if you can. Again, let's flex that right foot, toes up. And as you flex the foot, put a little bend and try to drive the right thigh deeper into the hip socket. Awesome, Donna. Lengthen and coil the chest forward, drive the shoulders onto the back body. And now as you inhale, plant the toes, bend your front leg, and then pull with the right thigh, straighten the leg again as you exhale. So just do 2 more like that on the breath. As you inhale, we bend. And as we exhale, we pull back. Lead with the thigh versus the knee. 1 more. As we inhale, we shift low. As we exhale, pull right thigh bone back. Bend your front leg so you can plant your hands flat. Step to your plank pose. And downward facing dog pose. Beautiful. Lift the left leg up as you inhale. Go ahead and open up your hips, bend that leg. And as you do that, keep lifting up to the right waist, pulling the right thigh bone way back. Square it off to center. Exhale, step the foot forward between your hands. Lower your back knee. We use the inhale to rise into the low lunge. And then exhale, hands down to frame your front foot. Pull the hips back any amount to straighten the front leg. Hi, Heather. And as you reach the chest forward, can you feel that your left thigh is moving back against that work? So drive the heel down of the front leg, a little bend into the knee, and try to slide the left thigh bone back. Keep that, and then try to point your toes of your left foot. And as you point the toes, can you still plug the thigh back? And then keep the work of the leg moving to the wall behind you. Take a big inhale as you hollow the belly, and can you suck and lift the left leg off the floor? Nice, Mary. 1 more inhale. Place the foot down. Beautiful, you guys. Bend your front leg. We'll take it into the twist. Right hand down, left arm towards the sky. Drive the right shoulder onto the back body. Roll and lift the chest up. And then maybe there's a sense, Andrew, of hugging that left knee in, pulling the left thigh way back. Andrew, watch that left knee. Thank you. And then release, you guys. 2 hands to frame your front foot. Lift your back knee up off the floor. Take an inhale. Coil the chest forward and straighten your front leg as you exhale. So try to keep the distance. Lift up to the back foot so the heel is high, back leg. Beautiful. And then flexing through that left foot. So the toes of the front foot are up, the heel of the back foot are up. Everything is lifting all the way up. 1 more breath. Keep driving left thigh back. And then inhale, we bend the front leg. Exhale to pull back. Good, just 2 more like that. Inhale, shifting forward. Keep your back leg strong and high. Exhale to straighten. 1 more, inhaling, shift. And exhale to straighten. Beautiful, bend your front leg as you inhale, hands fully flat. This time we step to our plank pose. Shift all the way down, lower chaturanga, and to the mat. Point your toes, walk your hands back so the wrists are under the elbows. Baby cobra as you inhale, lengthen. And lower all the way down. Keep dragging hands back, pull shoulders back. And again, feet press, hands press. Inhale. Try to reach the toes further back as the spine lengthens forward. and lower, exhale. And last one, inhale, hands and feet press, feel the press of the pubic bone, lift the low navel, and all the way down. Good, you guys rest your forehead on the floor, lift your shoulders up. Reach your legs so far back they lift up off the mat. So your head's down, your shoulders are lifted, and then extend your legs so that your knees get straight and your feet reach back. Now stay here with your feet off the floor and flex your feet. So curl your toes under, nice aurora. Place your feet back down to the mat. So you're setting up for plank pose here. Feel the strength of your legs, tailbone towards those heels, and then all the way to plank and downward facing dog. Rise high up onto your toes as you bend your knees, look between your hands, step or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale, open up the front spine, and exhale to fold. Let's just do that one more time. As we inhale, reach the chest forward, and exhale to fold. Bring your hands to your hips, put a bend into your knees, and inhale, come all the way up. Exhale at the top. Take a moment with your arms by your side, feel your ground. As you stay at the top of the mat, lift all 10 toes, spread them wide. Place your feet to the earth as you drive into your heels. Bring your hands together as you take a big, full breath in. And then as you exhale, release your arms back down by your side. So your Namaskara A, inhale, arms reach up towards the ceiling. Stand into the legs as you exhale, hinge and fold forward. Open as we inhale, lengthen. Plant your hands fully flat as you step to your plank. Exhale, we shift forward and lower Chaturanga. Baby Cobra or the up dog. Inhale, include the lift of the ears, the back of the skull. Nice, Anne. And exhale, downward facing dog. Breathing in and breathing out. So as you stay here in downward dog, ground into the hands, firm the forearms, spread the shoulders. Take an inhale as you breathe more across the back of your ribs. As you bend your knees, look between your hands, step or hop to the top of the mat. Open as we inhale and fold as we exhale. Firm legs, rise it all the way up to standing. Inhaling, reach up and bring it in as you exhale. Good, one more like that together. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, hinge, fold forward. Open, find your inhale. Step to plank, opposite leg. Exhale, shift forward, lower Chaturanga, shoulders on the back body. Inhale, as we lift up, feel the feet press and extend back. And downward facing dog. Breathing in and breathing out. Beautiful, you guys. Take an inhale here, extend your right leg up towards the sky. And then as you exhale, curl it around, bring your right knee in to touch your nose. Shift forward, stack the shoulders over the wrists. Again, inhale, extend, lift. Feel the lift of the ribs even as you do that. Curl it around, bring the knee in, touch the nose. Good, firm the arms to straight. Inhale, one more, reach up, down the three-legged dog. Exhale, curl and around. Shift forward, pause here. Can you push the floor away? Try lowering your hips, but lifting your ribs a little higher. Yes, and then step the foot forward between the hands. Stand the toes of the back foot, adjust your feet right to left as you need to, and then reach both arms forward in space. If it's better to reach your arms back, do that. Try to sit low into the root of your front thigh. And then take a look at your front ankle, your front knee. Can you hug it into the midline and pull the right thigh way back so you can feel the support of your back leg? As the right leg moves back, extending your arms a little further forward, and stay low in your front leg as you rise it up to your crescent pose. Beautiful, you guys. And play with sitting a little lower into the front leg, trying to get the thigh as low as you can. And rather than the knee coming forward, pull the right thigh way back into the hip socket. And then try to find that grounding action of your front heel. And rather than push the toes away from you, rather than push the mat away, can you scrub that right heel back? Can you feel the right heel connecting to your right glute? And then allow that to lift your spine a little taller to the sky. Last breath in. And then release, hands down to the mat. As you plant your hands, chest stay open. Step to your plank. Shift forward to lower Chaturanga. Inhale as you press down, toes reach back, shoulders reach back, and downward facing dog. Left leg, it lifts as you inhale. As you exhale, curl round, bring the nose in, the knee in to touch the nose. Shift forward, spread the back of the chest. Inhale, extending, use your breath. Exhale, coil. Feel how when the knee comes in, it curls the tailbone in. Try to lower your hips, lift your chest higher, Stace, yes. Inhaling, last one. Exhale, shift forward and round. Pause here. Again, try to lower your hips, you guys, but feel the press of the hands, dome around the upper back. Step the foot forward, adjust the feet as you need to, and as you stay low, reach the arms forward or back, whatever works better in your body. And again, it's not what the arms are doing right now, but can you take a look at that knee? Is it tracking forward? Is it veered off to the left? Can you hug it in, and from stamping the heel into the floor like you're trying to make a hole, pull the left thigh way back so you have more power into your back leg. Then rise it up to your crescent pose. You might need to straighten the leg a little bit, but then as soon as you can you sit lower into your front thigh? The lower you sit into your front thigh, you might have to bend your back knee, that's fine. Then hug the ankles, hug the shins. And just observe, am I pushing my foot away from me, or can I scrub my heel back to the wall behind me? One more breath, lift the chest, lift up through the back ribs, and then release. Hands down to the mat, step to your plank. Exhale, lower, chaturanga. Inhale, feel the tailbone heavy as the toes reach back. And downward facing dog. Beautiful, you guys. Full breath here. Long exhale. Feel the back of the neck lengthen. Try to put more weight into your legs, even if that means you have to bend your knees. Rise high up onto the toes. Bend your knees even deeper. Look forward. Step or hop to the top. We open as we inhale. We fold as we exhale. Heel to your feet, so they're a little bit wider than hip distance apart. And then come into your chair pose. Good, so do what you'd like again with the arms, let the back of your neck be soft. Can you breathe more breath across the back of your ribs? So rather than making it a big back bend in the upper chest, sit down and then start to pull your heels back like they were on a conveyor belt, scrubbing back. Feel the hamstrings support that. And sit a little lower with those outer hips while the frontal hip points start to lift the low belly higher. Take a big inhale. Exhale, round and fold. Hands to the floor, straighten the legs. Inhale is your Ardha. Plant your hands fully flat. Step or jump, chaturanga. Inhale, as the feet press, the thighs lift. Exhale to your downward facing dog. Step the right foot forward, spin the back heel down, pause here. And then hug your right leg in before you rise up, and then rise all the way up to your warrior one. So feel that foundation through the front leg. Pull the heel back. Hands to your hips if they aren't already. Take a moment and spin onto the toes of the back foot. And as you spin onto the toes of the back foot, can you sit a little lower into that front thigh? D. Yes. Then pull the right thigh deeper into the hip socket. With your hands at your hips, lift the pelvis, lift your back ribs. Exhale, fold halfway forward. Keep your hands at your hips. Beautiful. As you fold forward, notice what your front foot is doing. Toes are soft, heel is heavy. Keep driving your right thigh way back into the hip socket. Shift forward, stay low into your third warrior. So I'm going to invite you to keep a big bend into your standing knee today. And with your hands at your hips, you can feel, not that you're shifting forward, but rather, can you point the toes of your lifted foot and try to touch the wall behind you? Left toes reaching way back. Left toes reaching so far back that it almost hinges you way back. Standing leg, can you make sure the pelvis is up off your front thighs? So your hamstrings and your glutes are supporting this lift. Try reaching one arm forward. Try reaching the other arm forward, and as the arms reach forward, pull the legs back. Take another full breath here. Bend your standing leg more. Reach way back with your lifted leg. Crescent pose as you inhale. Rise the arms to the sky. Nice job, you guys. And exhale, release. Hands to the mat. Step to your plank. However you'd like to get to downward facing dog as you exhale. Good. Full breath in. Stay low as you exhale. Step your left foot forward between your hands. Spin the back heel down. Hug your left leg in. Keep the left leg hugging in as you reach your arms forward. Keep the left knee hugging in, and then rise it all the way up to your crescent pose. Warrior one pose, sorry guys. And then find the same work. Sit low with the front thigh, pull back with the front leg, and notice how you start to access your back leg more. It's beautiful, Taylor. And then from the strength of your back leg, reach the right ribs all the way up towards the sky. Bring your two hands to your hips. Spin onto the toes of the back foot. Can you still stay low in your front leg? And then use your hands, lift the pelvis up. Exhale, fold forward. Stay here. Notice when you fold forward, do you need to hug the left leg in more? Do you need to hug the left knee in more? Sit a little lower, Aurora. Pull the chest forward, yes. And then stay this low as you just slide forward into your third warrior. Awesome, you guys. Big bend into your standing knee. Bigger bend into your standing knee so that you can start to point the toes of the right foot and reach. Try to touch the wall behind you with your right leg. Let the strength and power of your right leg pull your hips even further back. If you can maintain the lift of the pelvis, maybe add one arm forward, maybe you add the other arm forward. As the arms reach forward, be more interested in your legs and your hips moving back. Find that. Sit lower into your standing leg. And then step all the way back to your crescent pose. Inhale, reach the arms up towards the sky. And exhale, release, hands down. Keep the chest open as you step to plank. Highly recommend you lower chaturanga. Into the back bend as you inhale. And downward facing dog as you exhale. Beautiful, you guys. Full breath in. And a long exhale. For the back of the neck soft as the shoulders spread. Wherever you are, could you put a little bend into the knees and send your thighs further back? Rise up onto the toes as we bend the knees, look forward, step or hop to the top. We open to lengthen, we fold to exhale. Heel toe your feet again so they're hip distance apart, if not wider. Come back into your chair pose. Press all the way up to stand and bring it into your heart. Exhale. And just go ahead and bend your right knee and grab a hold of your right foot with your right hands. Bring your left hand to your hip. So your left hand is being used to kind of send your left thigh further back. And so your right knee is just in line with your right hip. So you can feel the drop of your right sit bone. And then inhale, reach your left arm up towards the sky. Take it into the twist. So left hand to your right knee, right arm to the wall behind you, take it into the twist. And as you add that right arm reaching back, notice how your left hand is hugging the right knee in. Can you feel a release of the inner thighs? And your standing leg, can you put a sense of a bend into the standing leg? Yes, beautiful. So you can send your standing thigh back a little bit more. So it feels like you're sticking your butt out, rather maintaining the natural curve. There's a sense that your right sit bone is dropping to the floor. Your right knee is lifting towards the sky. Slowly unwind, reach both arms forward and up towards the sky. Send your left thigh back a little bit more as you straighten your right leg any amount, and then point your right toes. And then slowly lower your right leg to meet your left and release your arms by your side. Second side. Bring your left knee up. Right hand to your hip. Take a moment to just feel this shape. And the knee doesn't have to come any higher than your hip, so there's a sense of release to the inner thighs. Right arm up as you inhale. Take it into the twist as you exhale. And so let the twist evolve, rather, from the grounding action of your standing leg, from a sense of your standing inner thigh dropping down and back, And the more that you can lift up through the right hip, the right ribs, can you allow the left shoulder to soften as you deepen the twist? One more breath here. And then slowly unwind, reach both arms forward, carry them up towards the sky, and then extend your left leg any amount to straight. It doesn't matter how high it gets, point your toes. Take another full breath here, and then flex the foot, lower the left leg to meet the right. Arms by your side. Feet still hip distance apart, bending your knees, touch the floor, chair pose. With your feet hip distance apart, take a moment and just send your hips back, your torso parallel to the floor. Rise up onto the toes of the left foot. Take a moment, hug your right hip in. And all you're gonna do is bring your left heel to your left sit bone. You're still in chair pose with the right leg. Keep pulling the right thigh way back to the left. Bring your hands to your heart if you need to, or reach them forward back into your third warrior. Standing leg still stays bent, lifted leg straight. And then slowly, all we're gonna do is come right back to where we were. So bend your left knee, 2 feet to the floor, sit a little lower as you lift the torso upright. Exhale, fold halfway, reach the arms forward. As the arms reach forward, pull your thighs back. Take an inhale. Rise up onto the toes of the right foot. Good, hug the left leg in. Bring your right heel to your right butt. Can you stay this low in your standing leg? And reach way back with your lifted leg. Big bent leg, warrior 3. Take another full breath here. And then bring your right leg to meet your left. 2 feet to the floor, arms up. And come all the way up to stand. And hop your feet together. Arms by your side. Take a big full inhale and a long exhale. Inhale, arms reach up towards the sky. Go ahead and interlace your fingers, you guys. Flip the palms to face up towards the ceiling. Bring your legs as close together as you possibly can. Hug the ankles together, hug the shins together, and then rise up onto the toes of the feet. As you rise high up onto the toes, lift your heels a little higher. Notice how the ankles wobble away, hug them in. Take a full breath in, keep your heels lifting towards your sit bones. Exhale, twist towards the right. Keep firming the ankles in, find the lift through the heels, the lift through the left ribs, all the way up through the fingertips. Good, try to stay high up onto your toes as you exhale, come back to center. Re-hug everything into the midline. And then exhale, twist second side. Keep firming the ankles into the midline, suck the energy up through the inner thighs, twist a little deeper, lift the heels all the way up to the back of the skull. And then come back to center, reach a little higher to the sky, lift the heels up, turn the palms to face each other. Keep this height and then slowly anchor your heels down towards the floor. Release the arms by your side, take a big inhale, bending your knees, Utkatasana. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, open, shoulders on the back body. Plant your hands, find your way to downward facing dog, exhale. From downward facing dog, you guys take a big inhale here. As you exhale, step your right foot forward between the hands. Hop the back foot in the smallest amount you need for Parsvottanasana, pyramid pose. So both legs are straight. Grab your blocks if you need them. So as you point the toes of your right foot, can you still pull and hug the right leg in? Reach the chest forward as you inhale. Bring your 2 hands to your hips. So I'm going to invite you as you stay low, chest parallel to the floor. Can you find that idea that you're trying to move the calf of your front foot forward? Like, could you lift the heel of your front foot up off the floor right now? So feel how your back body turns on. Place the heel down and pull your right thigh back. Beautiful. Reach both arms forward. Notice how you keep driving right leg into the left foot. Inhale, come all the way up to standing. Exhale at the top. Bring your right hand to your hip. Inhale, reach your left arm up towards the sky. As you exhale, fold just halfway forward. As you fold halfway forward, notice that diagonal. From the reach of the left fingertips, can you pull your right thigh in a little bit more? From the right thigh pulling into the hip socket, can you ground into your left heel more? You're gonna lift your chest, lift your ribs, stay at the parallel shape, and exhale, start to twist. So keep reaching your left fingertips forward versus down. Start to roll the belly up, start to roll the ribs up. And can you also start to stack the shoulders? Take another full inhale, hug right leg in, reach left fingertips forward, and then take it into the twist. Hand down, top arm to the sky. Those of you that are on Zoom, it's so nice to see all the pets come into the practice and the kids joining you for practice. As you ground into your right big toe, can you still plug right thigh in? Hug it to the midline so you can stand into your back leg more. The two shoulders stay on the back body. And then as you breathe, move the left ribs all the way up to the right fingertips. One more breath in. Look down. Try to stay in the twist as if you were high-fiving the wall, and then start to bend your front leg. Pause here, twist a little deeper. Hug your right leg in more as you shift forward into twisting half moon. Wherever you are in your twisting half moon, put enough of a bend into your standing leg, and then see if you can't continue to shift more weight into your standing leg than you have in your left hand. Roll the belly up. Roll the ribs up. Give a little bit more lift up through the top fingertips. One more breath in. Exhale, fold Uttanasana. Hands down to the floor. Release your left foot to meet your right. Inhale, we lengthen the chest forward. Plant your hands flat. Take a moment here. Enough of a bend into your knee so you can hover your left foot an inch off the floor. Notice your standing leg. Right leg, hug it in a little bit more. And then extend your left leg back behind you so you're in like a modified warrior 3. Beautiful. So I'm going to invite you to bend your standing knee, but make your lifted leg super strong and straight. In fact, point the toes of your lifted foot. Yeah. Then rise up onto the toes of your right foot. So you got toes everywhere. Hug your right leg in a little bit more. Shift your shoulders right over the wrist. And then see if you can't bend your right leg more and try hopping into a handstand. It's interesting when there's no one around you, what happens? We'll meet in downward facing dog when you guys are ready. Take a full breath here and a long exhale. When you're ready, take an inhale. And then exhale, step your left foot forward between your hands. Hop the back foot in the smallest amount you need so both legs are straight. Parsvottanasana, pyramid pose. As you come onto your fingertips or hands to the blocks, work your front leg, not by pushing the knee back, but by driving the left thigh deep into the hip socket. So even a sense of sucking and lifting that left leg like we did in the beginning. Shoulders soft, neck is soft. Could you lift the frontal hip points even here, those of you with super open hamstrings? And as you stand into your back heel, bring your two hands to your hips. Lift the shoulders up. Try to keep the chest low. Draw the sides of the waist in to support your low back. Stand more into your right foot as you reach both arms forward in space. Good. Notice that left thigh, hug it in. Stand more into the right leg. Inhale, come all the way up to standing. Beautiful job. Left hand to your hip. Keep your right arm reaching towards the sky. Take a big inhale. And then slow. Feel the folding forward. Feel how the thighs move way back. Pause. From your right heel, reach to the right fingertips. Stay here. Feel the lift of the front body. And from your back leg, through the right arm, start to twist. Roll the shoulder to the sky. Keep your right arm reaching forward, you guys. I know it's harder this way. But you start to observe and notice what is actually twisting. See if you can't twist, not just from the head, but through your entire spine. Nice, Susan. Beautiful, you guys. One more breath. Roll, lift, reach, and then place the hand down where it needs to go for you. Top arm to the sky. Work your right shoulder blade to continue to open up through the top chest. Continue to firm the left thigh in so you can stand more into your back leg. Can you feel that? Can you feel that your back leg is your anchor? Let your spine move freely away from that. And those of you that can hyperextend, find a bend of the front knee and deepen the root of the thigh, moving back. That will help you create a deeper sense of a twist. Look down, try to stay in the twist if you can, shoulders to the sky as you shift forward into your twisting half moon. Awesome, and then put a nice bend into that standing knee so there's more weight hinging back than shifting forward. I know that feels weird. Try to put more weight into your standing heel than you have in your hand. Even more, Julia. Beautiful, you guys. And as you reach through that lifted leg, roll, lift up through the right waist, lift the chest towards the sky. One more inhale. And then fold in half, Uttanasana. Beautiful work, you guys. Reach the chest forward, take a big inhale. And then fold again as you exhale. And then heel toe your feet so they're hip distance apart. You'll plant your hands fully flat. So bend your knees so you can get that. How much depends on you. Get your hands super flat and then hover your right foot an inch off the floor. Just notice how you start to shift into your hands more. Then extend your right leg behind you. Point your right toes. Put energy through that right leg. Then lift up onto the toes of the left foot. As you hug your left hip in, be more interested in your right leg. Hands fully flat, shoulders over the wrists, and try it. Hop. Shift forward more, Stacy. Yes. Beautiful, you guys. Bring that back leg to meet your left leg. Find your way in downward facing dog. And then from downward dog, take your feet as wide as the mat. Walk your hands all the way back to meet your feet. And with your feet wide, turn the toes out as much as you need to. Come down into a Malasana squat pose. And as you bring your hands together in front of your heart, continue to hug the knees in and lift your chest a little higher to the sky. Relax the shoulders. And take a full breath here. And then hands to the floor, straighten legs, exhale. Heel toe your feet to the more classically hip distance apart. Inhale, find your Ardha Uttanasana. Walk it forward to your downward facing dog as you exhale. Right leg lifts as you inhale. Step the foot forward between your hands. Let's lower the back knee down to the mat. You might need to double up your mat or grab padding. And as you stay low, find that same front leg and pull it deep into the hip socket. And then bend your left leg. So you're on the top of the knee, and all you're gonna do is woo, hamstring. Bring the left heel to your left sit bone. And then planting your left hand down, reach back with your right hand. It's not that you're reaching for your foot, you're just saying hi to your foot behind you. And use the strength of your hamstring to try to bring the foot to the hands. Yes, beautiful, you guys, nice Aurora. And then once the foot arrives into the hands, if you can hold on to the pinky toe side of the hand, play with bending your elbow, your top elbow, your right arm, and rolling the shoulder back. And then kick the leg away from you as you do that. And then release the foot down to the floor. Beautiful, you guys. Stay here. All you're going to do is lift your right foot up and bring your right foot in front of your left knee. Curl your back toes under and walk your back knee back just one time. Bring your two hands to your hip points. You're in a very upright single pigeon. So your right shin's on a diagonal. The right shin is pushing into the floor. Same work. Right thigh moving way back into the hip socket. Yes, and with your two hands at your hips, lift your pelvis up. Maybe you reach the arms forward, you hook a thumb, and maybe those straight arms go all the way up towards the sky. Awesome, you guys. As you push into your right shin, keep pulling the right thigh back. Work to lift your frontal hip points up And then some of you guys might interlace your fingers behind your back. Keep pressing your right knee down, and can you bend your left leg and grab a hold of your left foot? Now, I'm not asking you to drop your hips to the floor, but rather continue to lift your hips up towards the sky. If you have the foot with two hands, bend your elbows. These look awesome. Kick the foot back and lift your chest towards the sky. One more inhale, awesome deep. And then release, hands down to the floor. Fold into your single pigeon. And if that doesn't work for you, then come onto your back for thread the needle. Just a breath here. And when you're ready, plant your hands flat, find your way to downward facing dog. Left leg, it lifts as we inhale. As we exhale, step the foot forward between the hands. We'll lower the right knee down to the floor. Take a moment here, point your back toes. As you shift forward with the hips, pull your left thigh back. And then find the strength of your hamstring of your right leg as you bend your right knee. Bring the right foot up towards the sky. And then reach back with your left hand. Just say high five to your right hand, to your right foot. Don't even have to grab it, just reach for it. And then use the strength of your hamstring to bring the foot to your hands. And then once you grab a hold of the foot, put a bend into your top arm, pull the shoulder back, lean the head back, and then play with the idea of kicking your leg away from you. Can you still hug the left knee in? Andrew, a little more. Thank you. Beautiful, you guys. Release the foot with control. And then all you're going to do is with both hands on the floor, lift your left foot up. Bring the left foot in line with your right knee. So your left shin's on a diagonal. And then curl your back toes under, lift your back knee up, and slide your back leg just one time back. Walk your hands back so you can bring your two hands to your hips. Notice how upright we are, especially if you don't have blocks. I want you to feel the sense of containing and hugging. Reach both arms forward as you hook the thumbs and carry those arms all the way up towards the sky. Let the reach of your arms be an opportunity to lift your pelvis higher. Like there's a sense of flying. Beautiful. So the low back is getting long, the front body is actually getting short. Gather the ribs and the hip points together. And then some of you will bring your hands to your hips and interlace your fingers behind your back. Feel the strength of your left shin. Pull the left thigh back. And if you did on the first side, try bending your right leg and finding your foot. Nice, Heidi. Beautiful work, you guys. As you grab the foot, kick the leg back with two hands. So rather than one, keep the lumbar spine as even and symmetrical as possible. And then can you still press the feet down, lift your hips a little higher, lift the chest a lot higher, and reach the foot back to the wall behind you. And then release that, hands down, fold, single pigeon. Very nice. And then all I'm going to have you guys do from here is gently roll yourself upright. Swing your right leg around to meet your left leg. Come into Dandasana so both legs are straight. Reach your arms up towards the sky. And exhale, put a nice bend into your knees as you fold forward to start. As you bend your knees, it'll be a little bit more ease in the low back. Shoulders soft. And those of you even here, can you still drive your heels down? Pull the thighs back while the chest lengthens. Relax the shoulders. Gently roll yourself all the way up. Roll yourself onto your backs. Hug both knees into your chest. And as you hug both knees into your chest, take a big inhale here. And as you exhale, just let your knees drop over to one side, taking a twist. And then come back to center and gently roll yourself over to the other side. And come back to center. And give yourself a final hug, knees back into the chest. This time, curl yourself up, curl your shoulders up, lift and round your spine. See if you can't reach your arms forward and hold on to the outside edges of your feet. And then push your feet forward. So you're trying to move your knees over your hips. Push your feet way forward. And then go ahead and release that and find your way into Shavasana. And as you lay back and you find your body resting, take a breath across the top of the chest. Let it go. Feel the weight of the shoulders. And take a breath deep down into your legs. And as you exhale, let it go. Release the weight and support. Let your entire being fill up with breath. Take another full inhale. Soften the jaw as you let it go. Exhale. Resting fully in Shavasana. Slowly start to deepen your breath. Wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingertips. And place your two hands over your front body and just allow your breath to come back to the physical. And start to breathe into the fingertips as your breath fills up on the inhales and softens on the exhales. One by one, bend your knees. Gently roll yourself over to one side and press yourself up to a seated position. If you can linger with your eyes closed, just feel a connection. A deeper sense of connecting into your body and into the breath. And it's in these times of uncertainty that with a little bit of movement and a little bit of slowing down and a little bit of self-inquiry, we have a greater sense of how to navigate through the world. And gently bring your hands together. May there be peace in our hearts. May there be peace in our homes, and may there be peace in the world. Namaste, everyone.